Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tana Pugh, and I'm the Director of PennTAP, the Pennsylvania Technical Assistance Program. I'd like to welcome you to our Manufacturing Day 2020 webinar. Before I introduce our guest speaker and start the webinar, I'd like to go over a few logistics. If you have any technical difficulties hearing or seeing the presentation, please use the chat pod and we'll try to answer them promptly. We'd like to wait to answer questions till the end of the presentation, and you can enter those in the Zoom Q&A area. And lastly, the complete webinar will be recorded and loaded onto the PennTAP website. We will also be sending an email following the webinar with a link to the recording. PennTAP at Penn State is a statewide technical assistance organization charged with supporting Pennsylvania businesses and anchor institutions, including manufacturers, municipalities, educational institutions, entrepreneurs, and economic development agencies. PennTAP offers unique access to an abundance of resources from Penn State, including faculty expertise, students, and facilities. Since being founded in 1965, we have delivered services and solutions to many Pennsylvania businesses, creating a legacy of documented economic impact. Our mission is to engage, empower, and educate Pennsylvania organizations through technical assistance and Penn State expertise and resources. And now I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Jennifer Leinbach. As an executive director in the Office of Technology Innovation at the Department of Community and Economic Development, Jennifer oversees a variety of technology-based economic development programs. Prior to joining DCED in 2012, Jennifer worked for the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce and Industry, serving in a variety of roles that included leading workforce development initiatives, chairing the technology committee, and assisting early stage technology startups with resources to accelerate growth. Thank you, Jennifer, for being with us today.
Hi, Tana. Good afternoon, everyone. Boy, it's so nice to be with you on this beautiful afternoon. I really appreciate the opportunity to share about this program with the PennTAP community. I've known Tana for over 10 years, and she's just been such a great mentor for me. So thank you for that. Today, we're going to look at our Manufacturing PA Innovation Program, and I think it's best just to start off with a short video.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Leinbach, and I work for the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. As an executive director in the Office of Technology and Innovation, I oversee many of our state's technology-based economic development programs. In May of 2017, Governor Tom Wolf announced the launch of the Pennsylvania Manufacturing Innovation Program. This Manufacturing Innovation Program embeds the Commonwealth's best and brightest graduate and undergraduate students with local manufacturers. Once paired, the students embark on specific scientific research projects that helped in the commercialization of a new technology or a process improvement.
After joining and participating in the fellowship program, I was able to get my hands on the new technology with 3D sand printing. This technology is a game changer in the foundry business because it enables companies to get parts out faster and cheaper.
General Carbide is a producer of high-quality tooling and wear parts. As a chief metallurgist, I'm responsible for the quality of the materials that we produce. I'm also highly involved with several research projects, like the one that we are running now with Dr. Schmillis and his research group in the University of Pittsburgh as part of the PA Manufacturing Innovation Program. In this project, we are exploring different 3D printing techniques to produce parts using our materials. Since our materials are highly engineered composites, it can get really challenging to change the production method that we've been using over the years. We are very lucky to have a good group of students that are engaged in this project and understand what it is that we do to help us in this challenge. I'm very grateful for this program. It allowed us to explore different production techniques than what we would do otherwise. The other side of this is that we were able to expose students to the existing technology and really advanced production technology that we have right here in Western Pennsylvania. We also learned through this project that it had a positive effect on our workforce. People that were involved in this project, they were very engaged, and it was really a motivating experience for them.
Our success would not be possible without the collaboration of our partners, which include our colleges and universities, industries, our industrial resource centers, DCED, and the strong leadership of our governor and legislature.
I would highly recommend students to join the fellowship program because it enables you to gain hands-on skills that you don't get in your normal college curriculum, as well as you're able to network with companies throughout Pennsylvania.
I think that this is a very important program. It is connecting new minds with the established industry.
So now you've heard from one of our manufacturers and one of our students that were involved in the program. I think they say much better than I ever could, just the true impact and how beneficial this program is. And the good news is that as we sit here today, we are very fortunate right now to have operating funds. We received $790,000 that's available right now to put towards new projects, and it's very easy to apply. I will tell you that this program is co-managed by Carnegie Mellon University. They help to administrate it. They create and maintain our great website, which is manufacturingpa.org. And they help with the communications and the application portal with our sub-agreements. And really, I can't say enough about our good partner at Carnegie Mellon University. So as we look at the program goals, next, please. You've already heard that our incentives for this program, first off, we have world-class research universities. We have talented students. We have a faculty with expertise in emerging technology, and we have nearly 3,000 manufacturers who need innovation to remain globally competitive. And over the past 2.5 years, as we'll see on our next slide, sort of an overview of what this program in action looks like. We've had 13 university partners. We funded over 93 projects for $5.7 million. We've been able to select and engage over 200 students who in turn have paired with 75 manufacturers. Earlier this morning, we held our second Manufacturing Innovation Expo, and we had 3 manufacturers and 2 student fellows share their experiences of what it was like to be part of this. And as we look at the next slide, some of the opportunities for the companies. You know, we recognize that many small to medium-sized manufacturers are not able to conduct as much R&D as they would like. And that's where this program really taps into. Staff is busy. To try something new on a manufacturer's work site usually means they have to shut down a whole line, and that is very costly. Sometimes they don't have the equipment that they need. And through this program, we can connect those manufacturers with the equipment and specialized facilities that our world-class academic institutions provide. So what does it provide for the universities? What are the opportunities there as we see next? Well, it gives the students an opportunity to work on real world challenges, to take what they're learning in the classroom, in the lab, and to be able to see how do you deploy this? How do you use this in a real industry setting? Today, earlier in our expo, we heard students talk about learning the industry culture and how participating in this program really helped them to better prepare them for future employment. So as I said, we do have, we just released a request for proposals. So you might be wondering, what are these project requirements? Well, first off, funds are available up to $70,000 per project. A faculty person must serve as the PI. Each project must have a Pennsylvania-based manufacturing company. The project itself should focus on a new product or process innovation. We do require one-to-one match funding, but what is new over this last year, instead of just having one student or one professor working with a manufacturer, we've discovered that some of our smaller academic institutions, this is a good fit if we do it as a classroom, as a project for a capstone course. So we make that available to our academic institutions. They may submit one or be awarded one project as a capstone course. And we think that's beneficial to all of them. So let's touch base a little bit here on match requirements. We need to see a dollar for dollar. So if you request $70,000 from DCED for your project, you must also have $70,000 in match. And you can find this in various ways. One is you could have direct financial support from your manufacturing partner, or they could provide in-kind support. Maybe it's equipment or material or staff time or technical assistance. Also, this needs to be documented by the company in a letter of support. Also, we can use university leverage is also can be included as budget. So a lot of universities have a federally negotiated rate that unfortunately we only provide 10% of that towards match, but all that is not included can be included as under recovered indirect costs. So these are some of the ways that you can find that match to make your project go. When you do apply, there are certain budget categories, and these are the only categories we allow. One is for student fellows, and yes, they will be paid on this project. Research expenses for materials or supplies or software. Travel is certainly an eligible expense. Sometimes the student or the professor will need to go and visit the company, and those costs to travel there are certainly eligible in this grant. We do cap all indirect at 10%. Please note that faculty salary is not allowed. We want all these funds, please, to go to the student. And industry expenses are not allowed, but if there are expenses, they could be included as I said, in match. So next, how do you submit a proposal? Well, you go onto manufacturingpa.org and you click on proposals. And at the bottom, you can see that we have a technical proposal template and proposed guidelines. That is certainly, we try to make it easy. It is about 3 or 4 pages, so it's not too difficult. And after we receive your proposal, what type of criteria will we use to review that proposal? As we see on the next slide, we look to see if there's active participation of manufacturers and what the results of this project, what will be the impact on Pennsylvania? Will it potentially create jobs? Will it create new revenue for the manufacturer? And of course, most importantly, we look for the active participation of a graduate or an undergraduate fellow. And we also look for the technical approach. So we will have a review team from non-competing research institutions review the technical approach to see if it's valid and if it's worthwhile. On the next slide, we see our timeline. So as right now, if you go onto manufacturingpa.org, you can see that we have posted the request for proposals. The proposal period, you will not be able to apply until October 12th. That's when we'll open that portal up. And all applications must be received by November 23rd. Over the months of December and January, we'll be busy doing those reviews and the technical studies, and we hope to award the grants by March 1st. The period of performance will be from May 15, 2021 to August 31st, 2022. So we think that will give adequate time for our students and our universities to be able to complete the project. Now you may be wondering, how can you get involved? Well, if you're a professor at one of our Pennsylvania colleges and universities, we certainly welcome to be able to match you with company-initiated projects, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. Great opportunity to recognize your manufacturing fellows. If you'd like to serve as a reviewer, please send me an email. We'd love to have some more expertise on this, and to serve on our annual planning meeting, which is our university, our Manufacturing Innovation Expo that's held once a year. This last time it was virtual, but the very first year we all met in Harrisburg, and it's a really great event because students get to network with other students, the companies who participate in the program, they will be there. Other, our PIs, our professors will be there. We'll have the IRCs will be there. Legislators will be there. It's just a great time to share how this is really helping to keep innovation alive and well, and to help our manufacturers here in Pennsylvania. So perhaps you're a manufacturer and you don't have an existing relationship with a university or a college. We'll help you out with that. So if you go to that same website, and you will see that there's in blue an inquiry form. And if you complete that form, and it's very short, we'll just ask you to put what your topic is, a little bit about your company. What is the technical challenge that you'd like to be solved? An idea project. What we do is we send that out to the academic institutions. There are 13 to date that have participated in the program, and they'll look through their faculty to see if they have that expertise. And then we see on the next slide, here's what it looks like, the form that they will respond with. They'll fill it out. They'll say, here's what we have. Here's what we have to offer. Here's the equipment that we have, our facilities, some things that we think would be a good project. And we send those directly to the manufacturer, the one who inquired, and we step away at that point. We let you decide who you want to work with and what makes sense. So we're just being a connector there. And so we're more than happy to share that with you. And then finally, I just want to say thank you. I hope that this has been beneficial to you, and I'd be happy to take any questions.
Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. We do have one question from a small company. I think that you answered it during your presentation, but they were asking who they should reach out to after the webinar.
Sure. Well, you could always ask me. You could reach out either through that website, or my email address is jeleinbach@pa.gov.
Great, and we can include your contact information in our follow-up email, which will go out next week, Jennifer, with a link to the
thank you.
recording.
Thank you, Tana.
Sure. Another question is, what type of contract types are funding allotted? Firm fixed, cost plus, payment schedules?
Oh, that's a good question for my CMU partners there. I'm not sure I actually understand that question completely, but again, if you'll reach out to us, Colleen Mantini from CMU, who their Office of Sponsored Research writes the sub agreements for me, they'll be happy to, she'll be able to answer that very quickly.
Okay. There was a question, will we be able to provide a PDF of the presentation? And I would just ask that individually, if anyone on the webinar today would like a PDF of the presentation, I believe we can make that available, to please send me or inquiry for that, and I'll send it back in an email to you. And my email address is tannapugh@psu.edu, TANNAPUGH@psu.edu. And that is all the questions that we have right now. So Jennifer, I would just again like to say thank you for providing us with this information, and look forward to seeing a lot of good proposals coming into your RFP.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello.